y'all doing today? It's your boy, Dick of the Django. That's who I am.
That's who you are?
That's who I am.
That's
it's your
who
boy,
you are?
Dick of the Django. We are here again.
You so extra today.
I'm so extra today.
I guess it's your extra weekend.
This is my extra weekend.
Oh, okay.
So how is everybody doing out there in the Advocate land? We want to thank you guys for joining us this Friday. What's up, Ron? Don, your husband watching? Yeah, he watching. It's BHHS weekend.
See, that's why your phone ringing
Okay,
right
that's
now.
right. I'm gonna turn. No, I done turned it off. See now.
Look out now.
Hey,
look out.
I turned it off. No ringing. What's up, Roby? How's
So
everybody doing? We've had a boy. Look, this is gonna be a fun show. Today is called Free Call.
Free Call Friday.
It's Free Call Friday. For those of you guys that want to call us in, we got a great topic in today. The number is 855-525-5683. That's a lot of fives, but that's like a $5 foot long. You know, you can call in today. We had a great show. And before we get to any further ado, let me take a shout out over here to my lovely co-host. She just passed her exams.
Yes, I did. I did.
What were they, the $40 Cinderella exam? What was, I mean,
You know what? You know what? See, that's what I'm talking about.
What kind is that? Were they the BHHS exams? What exams were they?
You know what? See, this is why you have no friends.
Okay, well, that's fine.
This
then.
right here. This right here. This is why you have no friends.
Wait till tomorrow night, though.
Okay, you doing some BHHS type of stuff?
Be on some BHHS type of stuff tomorrow.
No, but seriously, I took the AAPC Certified Professional Coder exam. So now I am certified to code your medical claims.
So what is the code for $40?
There's no code.
No code for that.
The professionals I work with, their fees are much higher than $40.
Their fees are much higher than $40.
Yes.
Than $40.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I just want to know what the fees for $40 is.
We don't have a code for BHHS.
We don't have the code.
Type
Well,
stuff.
we make that the code. BHHS.
I mean,
it's
I'm
$40.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So
we don't have a code.
You don't
for
have
that.
no code for that.
No, no
Okay.
code for
Well, congratulations.
that. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Look, it's December love. I'm turning up all month. Birthday, passed my exam. About to start school again in January. Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's what's
getting
up.
it in.
That's what's up.
Getting it in.
If you see BHHS, that means it's $40. For y'all don't know that. That's $40. You'll be a $40 Cinderella.
So that's what they doing now.
Yeah, that's what they're doing now.
So that's
What's
how you
up,
get.
Tammy?
That's how you getting all your folks.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. That's all right though. They love my $40.
I just bet
And
they
number
do.
11. Remember number?
I heard number 11 was overrated.
Number 11 is overlong. Now, how about that? Since you
I
already
heard
know
it was
that.
overrated. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just saying what
Not
I
the way the
had
clip-
heard.
Anyway,
That's what I heard. But
see,
know,
I had.
I ain't the one to gossip. Okay. I'm gonna leave you alone because you know.
Really?
But
You want me to call your husband?
You know what?
I bet you my phone work now. Let me call it. You want me to call him?
First of all, we're not doing this today.
Gonna do that
Can we
today.
have a day that we don't fight?
No. Okay. So, and then of course I want to go ahead and shout out to my homeboy over here, Super Dave, the man on the wheels is still our elder statesman. Of course, he's got another black Negro League team. What's it? The Black Barons. Why they had to put that they were the Black Barons?
Because they wanted to make sure that everybody knew they were black.
They were black,
And
I
that's
think
what
they
I'm
could-
talking about.
unabashedly black.
Well, they would have
Kind of
seen
like
that.
Black Beauty. Yeah.
That what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fine. I let you have that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Unapologetically
Unapologetic.
black.
Unapologetically
Yes, about
black.
my blackness.
Blacker than black. I'm blacker than black.
Yes.
Okay. So for those of you guys that do not know, like I said, we've had a great. Well, I ain't gonna say we had. Yeah, we had a great week today. The only thing I'm missing for this week is that the Rams, the LA Yams, could not defeat the Cowgirls and put them out of the playoffs.
So you felt a certain
They
type of way
had
about
one
that?
job this week and they couldn't do it. One job they couldn't do it.
So do you ever think the NFL is staged?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
I think it is.
Dave, do you ever think it's staged? It's fixed?
No.
Why not?
You don't think it's
It's called torn ligaments, broken bones, broken necks,
Okay.
concussions, CTE. No, that's not staged.
Didn't I say? You don't think quarterbacks throw games and nothing like that? Referees are paid to make goofball calls, nothing like that.
They even paid in Little League.
Okay. Remove your tinfoil hat.
Ah.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Everybody been saying that. The
I
sounding
mean,
like
I'm
a
just
Trump
asking.
conspiracist.
I was just asking. I just want to
saying.
know if anybody ever thinks that.
I'm going to leave the number on my page, and then we're going to get into the topic. Okay.
I just. Put
I
it
know,
on.
Ro. I know. They had one job. One job they couldn't just.
Is he okay? Roby, you okay?
He good.
Okay,
He
I'm
gonna be
making.
over there for the BHHS stuff.
Oh, he
tomorrow.
coming. That's
he
my
gonna come over for the
buddy.
Yeah, he gonna. Yeah. So anyway, this week, of course, for those of you that see, I got a Welsh of an ex co-host, Miss Mia. Talk bad about her. I told her it was coming. Didn't I tell her? I
You
think
will not
Dave
talk-
was here to witness it. Did
You
I
will
did tell her?
not talk bad about Mia. You know
That's
I
my
love
girl, but
Mia.
I need my lobster with drawn butter because I told her over a year ago.
You
before
need
we
your
was gonna
lobster
get
with
impeached,
drawn butter?
With drawn butter.
Oh, you so bougie. Why
I
you
need
just
my
couldn't
lobster,
say
yes,
butter?
and lemon and drawn butter.
You so bougie. Just
Yeah,
go to
come-
the casino. Get your some.
Casino.
Yeah.
They have lobster and drawn butter. At the
Yeah, they
casino?
have restaurants that actually serve that. But
Okay,
then you
well,
could
I'm
do
gonna-
the seafood.
Next time I go to the casino, I'm gonna ask them if they have stuffed quail with
on a
rice pilaf.
yeah, on a bed of rice pilaf.
On a bed of rice pilaf.
I mean, it's almost Christmas and my birthday passed, and I still have not.
Dave,
gotten
you're
my
just
rice
going to
pilaf.
zero here right now, bro. Duh, man, you just want us.
So what do you want me to do?
I would like next Friday to have some rice pilaf when I come in. You don't have to put it on the bed of quail.
Won't
or
be here
anything.
next Friday. Sorry.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about? It's always, it's
See?
always some. You want to be here next Friday? Where you going?
And yeah, where you going?
You going hiking again?
No, actually, I'm going to celebrate my son's wedding.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful.
nice. What's
You
up?
know, I believe in love. Where is he getting married at? Here?
In love.
Well, he's already married. They got married in Hawaii, but they're having a reception.
I
here.
believe
Here on the
in
mainland.
love.
Okay. You excited?
Nah,
Well, you can still bring
Who's catering the wedding?
FedEx
I'm not.
Oh, okay. You knew where I was going with that, huh?
You can
Okay.
FedEx or some
Okay. Well, the next Friday,
quail, stuffed
I'll give
quail
you.
on the bed of rice
Since
pilaf.
it won't be here next Friday, what about the next Friday?
That's a possibility.
Okay. I'll remind
stuffed
you.
quail on it.
I'm sure you will.
You better watch it.
I
Yeah,
will.
because I'm sure gonna mention it. And I like rest of the day. They got him a lot. I think it's Michelle. She gave him a Coach wallet. He didn't even know what I'm talking about. He thought it was for Cole.
You got a Coach wallet for Christmas?
Yes, boy, he a bad
Let me
man.
see.
Look
I've
at him.
only had that wallet for like 2 years.
They must have liked that was Michelle.
She like you.
That's Michelle. That's
She
what
like
that
you.
was.
That's not. It just says a C on it. It just.
I mean,
I
but
thought
I'm
it
just
meant
saying.
Coleman.
Is it leather or? Is
No,
it,
it's a real deal. I looked
well, you
at
know
that.
they have some leather wallets, but
That
I'm
was
just saying.
no, it's black real deal. Somebody
okay.
liked
I just
it.
thought it meant Coleman. My last name is
Oh,
Coleman.
wait.
It's a C on it. So
Hey, Cassandra. Yeah.
Oh no, that's Coach. That's
No, that's
name
no,
brand.
Coach.
it's Coleman.
That is
Your name brand.
That's Coach.
Oh,
That's Coach Coleman.
Michelle. We like Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle. Michelle. Maybe something. Okay.
So you lost control again.
Yeah.
Are you gonna show out all the way up until your
Yes!
party?
Yes.
Are you really gonna do some
Yes.
BHHS?
I'm showing already up to my
type-
birthday because my birthday is like in 2 months from now.
When is your birthday?
On 28th of February.
Oh my God.
I'm celebrating all the way till then. Django hits the magic 5-0. I show hits the magic.
So what you
5
gonna do
years.
for your 50th? Are you having like a big blowout or?
Yeah.
Where you gonna have it
That's
at?
a thing. Half a century old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna make it here.
I
But we're
finally
gonna
feel
do
like
it.
I'm grown. That's what's so crazy. It took me to turn 45 to feel grown. I'm like, oh, I'm grown for real now.
You're a baby. But anyway, so for those of you guys that know, this week, just a week, we had an impeachment. The impeachment is official. It was actually official when it was announced because
Right.
Democrats know they had to go all in.
Right.
And I think Dave been on one, boy. Dave been on one on Facebook. So now, of course, we're left with the illustrious task of it going to the Senate. And Nancy Pelosi, you gotta love her for this. She's gonna make sure that they try to take that to the Senate, or the Senate is going to at least have some semblance of a fair trial, because Senator Turkey Neck has already said that he's not going to. Him and Lindsey Graham have already said that they've made up
Did you
their
call
mind.
him a queen?
Yeah.
You ain't.
He's a queen.
You ain't sugar honey
Queen
iced tea.
killer. Yeah.
Okay, so they have said that they are definitely not voting for the impeachment.
They've made up their mind. Let me tell you what Mitch McConnell wanted to do.
Oh, my God.
Moscow Mitch wanted to have the impeachment and have it done by Tuesday. He wanted it done by Christmas Day. Now, how much evidence? And see, here's the beautiful thing. I mean, okay, a lot of you guys remember that we got drawn into this big, what I call the big sausage making process in the House of in the House of Representatives. It was churning out sausage because everybody wanted to go up there and argue. Republicans want to sit around here and grandstand, and that's all they're doing. Let's just be real.
The long speeches and all that stuff.
Right, the long
speeches,
which is
a waste of time.
Because
definitely a waste of time.
Gonna
hey, Ronnie. Hey, JJ.
Nobody's going to convince anybody otherwise of what happened. And what it was that people were coming in and Republicans were grandstanding. That's what they were doing.
Right.
They knew that they had to go and look good on the camera for their constituents. That's really what it was about.
Okay, so I have to
all
say
the Arkansas House of Representatives voted against it. So I want you guys to remember that when you go to the polls next
look
November.
at who we have. I mean, what did you expect? Did you expect anything different?
No.
My thing is, again, I go back to the integrity of the people that we have represent us in office. If those people see that this was a blatant disregard to his power and overuse of power, and I mean, just doing everything wrong. And they're saying that nothing was done wrong. And even a fifth grader, a fourth grader, a third grader, anyone who knows right from wrong is able to see that what was done was wrong. And they're saying that it wasn't. Those are the people that you need to vote out of office. Those are the people that you need to be calling and telling them, hey, I need you to vote for this because what he did was wrong. It was clearly an abuse of power.
Well, let me just say this. There's an old saying that they have here in Arkansas, and that's thank God for Mississippi. Because the people in Arkansas overwhelmingly want Trump in office. I mean, the black folks don't, but the hayseeds do.
Okay, but those are the type of people that you have to wonder about their education level, their common sense level,
What's up, Avery? How you doing,
their
bro?
ability to know right from wrong, things like that. Those are the people that you have to question who they are. I'm almost to the point. Well, shoot, we need to give a civics test in order for you to be able to vote.
Well. Okay, let me just put something out here because, see, this is where the problem came in, and this is what happened when we had an influx of Tea Party candidates back when Obama, because, of course, it was blacklash. That's what it was.
Right.
It was blacklash.
Right.
They thought a lot of white people in this country, unfortunately, could not deal with the dark person. I'm going to use that name nicely. They couldn't deal with that dark person in office. So you had all these wackaloons.
You okay? You shaking?
No, because that's what they were doing. They couldn't deal with it. Lord, what is we gonna do? I got 3 teeth, 2 in my mouth and 1 in my pocket. So what they?
Did you say 3 teeth?
Yeah, they had 3 teeth.
Oh my God!
They got. What's up? They having a fit because every morning when they turn in, they have to see the press brief. The person that's sitting right here on the podium, somebody should be cleaning the toilets in the White House.
Okay, so basically, to me, what they have done, we brought a president into office that wanted to dismantle everything that Barack Obama has done.
They wanted to destroy
Wasn't a reason to do it, just do it because he did it.
Right.
Then you abuse your power. Then you use your power to obtain further wealth for your family. I mean, just everything about him has been off kilter. So, I mean, what more does he have to do? Does he have to go out in the middle of the street and?
Let me tell you something. Donald Trump could eat a live baby in Times Square, and people will give him a pass because they said the baby's going to grow up to be a Democrat, liberal. And unfortunately, that is the problem in this country, is that you got people in this country that here's the problem with it. Let me tell you what the problem with this country, and it's the fault of the media and the politicians too. The problem with the people in the country, besides the fact we got an overwhelmingly ignorant and uninformed electorate, is that you have people in this country, their whole sole purpose is to own the other side. That's all they want to do.
Right.
They don't care about politics. They don't. So does it bother them when Donald Trump cheats or tried to go and dig up dirt on another political opponent? No, it don't bother them because, one, they were the mediocre students in school. Right. So it don't bother them because they'll kind of.
And as long as they're
with somebody taking a test,
as long as
cheating is okay to get
right.
In a capitalist system, that's what you have. You have in a capitalist system, you have a dog eat dog mentality.
Right.
So that's okay with them. Okay, that's okay. So what it is that when they saw the dark person in the office 10 years ago, what they did was they started running all these wackaloon people, these people who are what I call the brutes. And that's what happens in any democracy and any type of government, representative government. You got to be careful of the brutes, because this is what happened in Germany back in the 1920s when the brutes take charge. And that's what happened. You had these people like Louis Goldberg, who has like a college degree in racism, who come up there and then he
That's
does
a class? Is that a
Goobert.
class?
I call him Goobert.
You can take
Louis
that class.
Goobert.
You can get a degree in that.
Yeah, you get a degree in racism. Half the Republican Party has it, and what they do is they sit around here, okay, and they run these people who are uneducated about what the Constitution is. If they're lawyers, they claim that they're lawyers. If they're lawyers, they need to go back to law school because they have no knowledge of what constitutional law is.
But you know what? I think they do have knowledge of what it is. I think that they don't care. That's the thing. When you get people that...
Then why would you come and bring a boat? Any first, second-year law student could look at them on TV, and these guys are supposed to be lawyers and be like, what the hell did you just say? Because that's not what I was taught in law school.
Right. But even with... not even going to law school, you just can listen to what they say and be like, "What?"
Well, I'm talking about when they talk about stuff like, okay, here was the argument. One of the arguments was if the president refuses to
leave office.
No. If he refuses to, there are remedies for that too. But the argument is if he refuses to provide documents, your remedy is the courts. No, it's not. No. Because if that was the case, that means any president that doesn't want... Now, I can understand in that matters national security. There's certain things that are privileged that doesn't need to be released to the public. But
the things that he did prior to him being in office should not be privileged. All that can be released to the public, like his tax documents, all that kind of stuff. Right. That can be released Karen. To the public.
You're very right, Karen. What is going on, and let's just be real. What is going on in America right now is just what's been going on in Germany. Here's the only one takeaway, is that you're taking the religion aspect out of it, because Hitler and the Nazis were anti-religion. But what is happening is you're having a fascist theology that is trying to embed itself in this country. And here's the problem with that, is that those people, and Guy made a question the other night that he said, how long are Republicans in this country going to try to continue to have power in this country when they're in the minority? You're right. Republicans are in the minority in this country.
But that just means that everyone else has to. You're right. Everybody else has to get out and vote and have to do what it takes to get these people out of office, as well as to become informed on the people that are running. That's part of the problem. A lot of times people will just go and go to the polls, they'll vote, but they haven't researched the people that are in office. I had a young lady to tell me she didn't.
Do you really need to do much research? Democrat, Libertarian, Green Party, Nazi. Okay, that's what it is. That's what you got.
Okay, however, but when you get
don't
down
vote
to
Nazi. That's what you got. That's all you got to do. Don't vote racist. Don't vote Nazi. That's all you got to do.
So they may not understand that.
Okay. Then you know what? Then the old saying rings
no,
true
Al,
that you
I
get the
cannot
type of
beg the what? You know what?
You get the type of democracy.
Are you coming to the party tomorrow, Al?
Who's that? Al Berry.
Al Crater.
Al Crater.
Yeah, he always start in trouble. He made me sick.
Yeah, okay. Wait. So let me chime in for these guys that want to chime in on this. Tell us what you think. Whether you support or you're angry about the impeachment. Now, let me explain something to you, because this is serious business.
Are people really angry about the impeachment?
Oh yes. Let me tell you something.
Why?
I haven't seen conservatives this bad about politics since slavery was ended.
They were celebrating.
I haven't seen Republicans this mad since Barack Obama got elected.
Well, you're right about that.
They hot.
People were celebrating when Bill Clinton got impeached. He got impeached over fellatio, something that had absolutely nothing to do with the way he was running the country.
Why did they impeach him over fellatio?
No, he got impeached for perjury.
Yes, for perjury.
But it basically boils down to the fellatio.
For fellatio.
fellatio.
If he would not have lied, then they wouldn't have been able to impeach him for perjury.
So he should have just said yes.
Why not?
She's spoken to.
Because he didn't want Hillary to go and dig up all the dirt. But
Hillary.
You're right, feel like gerrymandered districts.
I feel like Hillary would have still stuck it out with him. she would try to work through it because
Hillary didn't care.
yes,
Hillary said a long time ago, he's a hard dog.
Yes.
On the point.
Yes.
But my question to David, and that's the point, and I understand where David's coming from. You're right. He didn't get impeached for fellatio. He got impeached for perjury over Felicia.
But Trump is
question was that a
perjuring
valid
himself.
question?
He lies all the time. So what's the difference?
But he didn't lie to federal investigators. See?
He won't even talk to the federal
He didn't lie
investigators
under oath.
Right.
because he won't get under oath.
But but we're gonna see if we can get to fix that if he goes to the Senate. We're gonna see if we can get him under oath.
So
He's not gonna, because he knows he's gonna trip. Because see, let me tell you, he's like, you remember that movie, A Few Good Men? I watched
Yes.
that movie right before they told us in the first year, watch A Few Good Men and watch Pacific Action. So I watched that in my first one. Right when that came along. What?
Al Credit says you cannot just go to the party and just vote your party because folks running as Democrats but are really Republican. Bloomberg comes to mind. I agree with you, Al.
No, you can't just vote Democrat.
And that's why I say research your
what is your
candidates.
option? Because you're not gonna. Let me tell you something. You're very rarely this day in this politicized environment going to see too many Republicans that are progressive. Now there are progressive Hollywood Republicans are progressive. People like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Those are what they're.
What about
Bruce
Clint?
Willis.
What about Clint Eastwood?
No, he's not. He's old and he's decrepit, and he may have been more progressive when he was younger, but now he's strictly. He's strictly.
He's a little racist.
He's
Let's
dementia.
just put it out
he's
there.
A demented.
He's a little racist.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Willis is one. Yeah, they're Republican, but on social issues, they're very liberal.
Have you ever voted for a Republican?
No,
Never.
no.
I have. I voted for William Rockefeller. He was a Republican.
Okay, you know what? But that's a difference, though.
Right.
The Rockefellers were New York Republicans, and
he was
they're
a
a different
Republican.
breed.
Yeah, he was a
Well, you got to
Republican,
remember,
but
60, 70 years ago, most Republicans were in the North. They were most New Yorkers, most Republicans were in the northern part of the country. Most of the deep city conservative Dixiecrats were in the South. Okay. But that paradigm changed when Nixon came on and used the Southern strategy, and all these Democrats who were mad because he gave black
wasn't
people the
born.
right to vote
I wasn't
decided they were
born
going to go
then.
Republican. And why they do that? Because of people like George Wallace, who started these little independent groups in the South called the Southern United Citizens Council. Do we remember that? Anybody say Mississippi burning?
Okay.
Remember that? And they went. That was actually. Let me tell you the truth. You want to know who was the real party that started the migration that switched the paradigms? Was independents. Because the Southern United Citizens Council, they weren't Democrats nor Republicans. They were independents. But what happened was the people down south started voting in these parties, and then eventually they started moving a little bit over into the Republicans. Because George Wallace started it. They will teach you. There's a thing in Pathos on Pathos.com. You can tell it'll tell you in Mississippi how the Democrats and Republicans switch paradigms.
right.
How they did it, and it shows you the election years and how.
well, if you had Nicole, if you had a good history teacher, or if your parents talked to you, you know about them switching, the Republicans and the Democrats switching.
Oh,
But,
not the Trump supporters. No, Democrats are still really. So let me ask you a question: are Democrats the ones still running neo-Nazis and racists in their party? And look, let's not behoove ourselves any great mistake, because I'm gonna let Dave chime in on this for a second, until we get people.
Okay,
in the call.
so Al, why don't you call in? You can call in to 855-852-5683. I did, but
I'm
it's
not
not
feeding you.
It's
What,
not.
what
Yes,
was
you
that
are.
number again?
855-525-5683. Is that not what I said?
No,
I did.
that's
too.
what you get.
I think Dave just got
Not
it out
paying
for me
attention.
since he ain't bring my rice pilaf. But yes, Al, why don't you call in? Because
call in,
I
take it
actually
in.
agree with you. And, this is only going to be the one time. But Al said that it's going to be some folks running on the other side with your views. What causes folks not to check the box on Election Day for them? He also said to go in the booth and just vote your party is lazy nowadays.
Well, but let's just be honest about what we're talking about here too. Let's just be real. Am I going to fool myself and say that they're not racist on Democrats' side? Yeah, they
Yes,
were
they
Democrats.
are,
They voted for
definitely.
Trump.
Right.
Okay, and there are racists in both parties, because the party really. Let's just be real. If people switch parties, look at what that guy Van Drew in New Jersey.
Right.
Look what he did.
He's switching.
And he's not flipping because he's racist. The candidate that was racist ran against him. He was a Republican. See, here's the problem. He's doing it for political expediency because he knows he lives in a red and purple district, and there's more red than there's purple.
What's purple?
Purple is Democrats and Republicans. Well, it's red and blue together mixed. So that's what that is. But it's a Mace Windu lightsaber. But anyway.
You know what? I can't
Okay,
get you today.
Okay. So what it is that these people know that. But Democrats, yeah, are they racist Democrats? Of course they're. They're in New York, they're in Pennsylvania, they're all over the place. You had Democrats that said when Barack Obama ran it, they weren't know if they could vote for a black president. The difference is, and here's where the difference is, and this is for you black raccoons, because your boy at it again. I just wanted you to know that.
Jonathan Hayes.
Yes.
He
came out with a shirt and a hat right after. Okay, you know what?
Don't even get my pressure up.
I'm gonna let him slide there because I know you're ready to tell.
Pull it up.
You know, I gave him. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show
you. Gave him my what?
That picture.
Good.
Yeah.
Tell him I made it. Tell him I made it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him.
I ain't never scared.
Hold on, you gonna. But the thing is that Democrats don't give the racists and the bigots in their party a voice. Now we can argue about what they do give too much of people in their party.
So the reason you're saying this, because initially what I said is that you still need to research your candidates, and that you can't just go Democratic all the way down.
Right.
So you're saying that to say, you still need to go with the Democratic Party, even after researching?
I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent.
I'm more of an independent.
But I'm a progressive independent. So whatever party goes with... Oh, there you go.
You are so not progressive. Y'all, look at this foolishness. Can y'all see
Go and show the picture that I put on there for him. Go and show the picture. Because he gonna go find the picture for him. And you're right about it, but here's the point.
I'll find it.
Yeah, there you go. Just go down. Go up, not down.
This one?
Nope. Keep going. Keep going. I got like 17 likes on that too. Keep going. It's up there. Keep going.
You are super.
They yep, see that. No, keep going. They don't allow them. They don't allow them to do that. They don't allow.
Is this in the group?
Huh?
This in our group?
Yeah, no. This is in on his page.
Oh, I'm gonna go friend him.
Yeah, go for a friend him.
Well, he gonna put me in. He gonna. No, definitely not her.
So let me ask Dave his take on it, because I've been seeing him put a lot of stuff out about impeachment. Tell us where you sit on it, bro. And do you agree with it, and why you agree with it, and what do you think is the next steps that need to move forward?
Nothing's going to happen because the Republicans are not going to vote to impeach him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The only next step that can move forward is you get your butt registered to vote and go to the polls and vote all of these yahoos out.
Right.
That's the only way this is going to solve this problem. Because see, right now they're running around as a minority problem, claiming that the majority of the people are supporting them. So
right, and that's the funny thing.
The only way to knock this back, and look, if you don't go to the polls and vote, then hey, don't complain about what happens.
Right.
And unfortunately, there are a lot of raccoons that are coming out and supporting him. You know, and here's the thing about it. I don't know if you saw that post that came in the room where the guy, and I think you put it, no, I don't know if you put it up. The guy, as soon as Trump got impeached, he started talking about black people.
Oh no, I didn't put it up, but I did see that.
And that's why I tried to tell you, when they get called out there, this is when
they start acting a fool.
This is when they start acting a fool, and that's when they're going to show their true.
Right. So the one thing I can say about 45 is that he has brought out a lot of the racist people. So now you know how people really are. You find
you didn't know that before.
You had those that were hidden. I'm talking about those that were hiding their racism. So now they're just blatant with it. So you know who you're sitting next to. You know who you're in the room with.
And all
they're still hiding it.
Right.
Some of them.
And black people are falling for it. I saw this one where they had this guy at the rally in Michigan. Talking about, that's a red herring. He was hanging around all these black people. He wasn't racist. Now all of a sudden when he announced it, first of all, let me tell you something, raccoon boy. And you'll understand this. And I don't put this on all white people, but you have a group of white people, and even I had my cousin. He said this about Bloomberg. He said, dude's racist. He was a politician. He said dude's racist. He said, I don't care if he slept with he used to mess around with Diana Ross.
That means nothing. Let me tell you
something. But they do
that. People, that's a fetish.
Right.
People fulfill their fetishes all the time and don't care anything about you. That's just something to do because they want to see what that'd be like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
just
let me ask you a
for
question.
real.
Did racism stop slave masters from sleeping with their help? Did that give them any moral ground to go ahead and
not at
release
all.
them and come against slavery? They slept with their slaves, and they didn't love them.
And had kids with them.
Right, and didn't love them one bit. Loved them enough to sleep with them. Didn't love them enough to give them freedom. Didn't love them enough. Now you had some of them had a little bit of moral conscience and put them in the house and took them out the field, which means that she incurred the wrath of Missy May.
Right. Because that's when they got treated like trash by the wife.
Right, treated by trash.
Like
because
they
the wife knew that he
purposely-
was sneaking in
Right,
the bedroom,
right.
putting some hotness in Fatima. But let's just be real
Did you
here.
say Batima?
Yeah, Fatima. That's
Oh,
whatever they
Fatima.
called them. Farina. Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. But yes, all of that happened,
That's right,
and it
Karen. They
didn't.
was up in the slave
and it
quarters.
didn't stop anything, and that's why some slaves got sold, but female slaves they got sold to get them away from the masters and all that stuff, and it's crazy. Did you see the post that I posted where people are using scriptures in the Bible as a reason why you should support Trump?
So what?
I posted it in the group.
Really?
Yes, and it's
Well,
to
let me
me,
give some scriptures from the Revelation.
To me, it is the exact same way that they justify slavery, by using scriptures in the Bible. And that's when things start getting really out of hand and it gets a little scary. It's already scary, but it gets extra scary then.
Extra scary.
Yeah, definitely.
When we get to a point that we start liking, and see, the Bible unfortunately talks about that. Now you gonna go and get the phone.
No, I'm trying to go to so I can show you. I'm sorry. I'm trying
Lord
to
help Jesus.
You know what? I don't like you.
That's what
right
I'm
now.
saying. Okay, when the Bible starts talking about how people will elevate certain figures in society, which is becoming what is called the rise of the Antichrist.
Right.
And the Bible, and don't forget, the Bible also talks about that the beast will put the mark of the forehead, put his mark on their foreheads. Red hat. Red hat. They wear it proudly on their forehead. People are gonna understand that.
But then you also have to remember that everybody isn't religious, and they don't care about the mark of the beast. They don't even think about that. So that's the other part of that, you know.
Didn't Jesus say that you could tell the gifts of someone and their prophecy or their anointing by the fruit they bear?
Yeah.
So when you bear bad fruit, then we can pretty much tell whether or not, quote unquote, you sent from God. If you bearing bad fruit, and Trump has been bearing bad fruit
all his
life, all his life.
So ain't none of them worth the.
Yeah,
They
but
the low-hanging fruit.
I laugh at that. You know, people here go, Trump has been changed. When did he get changed? When he got elected president? That's when he got changed? Because I don't know
he
how
got worse.
No, but that's what they say. Well, you know, he had some problems in his life, but he was anointed by God. Because now all of a sudden, get elected president means that God ordained you. I'll be damned.
He didn't even go to church. That means absolutely nothing.
No, but that to them is the litmus test of whether God approves of you. Is when you get elected by the Russians. Is that you?
And then you see that Putin came out in
Yes.
support of him, and I'm like,
And
that
no
right
other
there
world
should.
leaders. And these morons still don't get it, and then had the nerve to call Democrats communists and socialists when a communist socialist is the one who's sitting around here supporting Trump. Authoritarian. See, it's days like this. I have to woo.
Are you gonna be okay?
No.
Your pressure up?
No, because the raccoons are just getting dangerous these days.
Okay, so when you go to the polls next year, you voting for 45 again? Because he's gonna run again.
Of course he's going to run again. He's going to lose. And the reason why he can't afford to lose, if you think it's bad now, watch how ugly it's getting ready to get. Because now he knows he's impeached. He cannot afford to leave office. Why do you think he's been joking about a third term? You know why? Because he's going to jail when he gets out of office. Understand this.
He's going to jail?
He's going to jail. He know he's going to jail. Because once he's messed around and no longer has the executive protection of the president's office, SDNY, which is Southern District of New York, it's going to nail his carcass to the wall.
You think so?
Oh yeah. They just waiting. Let me see if Dave, you got anything on this before we go to break?
No, I just don't get so excited about it. This impeachment, he ain't going anywhere.
No. Well,
That's how I feel about it. I am glad that he was impeached.
Well, the point is
but
that
I don't
that's
think
an
that it's
ego
going to
crush to
change
him.
anything.
And I think it's fitting for a guy who sat around, spent all his life smearing people to get a taste of his own karma. And think about it. He has the notorious dishonorable mention of being the first president impeached in his first term. You know, here go another foolishness argument. Well, Clinton got impeached and he got reelected.
No, he didn't.
Stupid people.
He was in his second term.
Yeah, that's what Trump supporters say. Oh, he's going to get, look what happened to Bill Clinton. What happened to Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton got impeached in his second term, dummy. He was lame duck. I mean, okay, I can't do it today. Because this is, and this is why I keep trying to tell people, and people make a good point. This is why it is dangerous. Donald Trump is just the symptom. The problem with this country is the electorate, is the people, the stupid people in this country. The people, like I said, whose primary function exists every day. I want to stick it to the libs. I want to stick it to them. That's all they want to do. That's what they exist for. They breathe for that. They don't care about good presidents, bad presidents, racist presidents. Well, look, okay, and then here goes the default argument. Well, the economy doing good, ain't it?
Not really.
Well, even if it isn't, the economy did the same thing if Hillary Clinton was in the office. It would have did the same thing. Because the impeachment hasn't affected the stock market now one bit. So that lets you know what? It doesn't even matter who's in office. People gonna make money regardless.
Right.
Or they're gonna find a way to make money.
Okay, so I was talking about the Post, and this is what people are sending around Facebook and other platforms on social media. It says, concerning impeachment, warning, if you are a born-again believer in the Lord who is the Christ, and you have not applied 1 Timothy 2:1-4 to President Donald J. Trump, nor you know I wanted to say something crazy. 2 Peter 2nd chapter 10-22nd verse, to those in the body of Christ who have crossed this line, you are causing problems for your future. I am here I can't even talk. You to repent. Either find out what the Lord thinks about it, or do the exactly.
Thank you.
This is the same way that people justified slavery. And that's what worries me, because you have all these people that try to justify everything.
Was that posted by a black person or a white person?
It was actually posted by a white person.
Of course it was posted by a white person.
The Christian Taliban, as I call them.
Yeah. The people that hate black people, but they always got pictures on their Facebook page of loving animals. They love their horses and their dogs and Fifi and Fido and Mr. Bitey, but then they hate the black neighbor that lives right across the street.
Go back about 4 years in their profile and see what they said about Obama.
Oh, you know they were talking about Obama. You know they hated him. You know, that's when all the N-words
they lock it down where you can't see nothing but the
right. Because that one guy on Facebook, he's locked his page down. The one that everybody was talking about the other day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's locked his page down. The one that had 3 teeth in his mouth. Yeah, yeah, he locked his page down. Well, and see, that's the other thing about that. I don't understand why these people feel so compelled to follow Donald Trump. And especially when you look at them. It's about money. But these are people that don't have money.
Because they believe.
These are the same people that Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Nikia, have you not learned? Okay, I'm not trying to cut you off, love. Understand this. And Dave, stop me if I'm wrong. The great American lie that's been told to all of us. Remember, work hard from nothing, you can get there. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. Maybe 100, 150 years ago, if you were white, that could happen. You could work as a poor miner. You could hit pay dirt in the mine, get rich, go out to California. Remember back in the day, 49s, go out and strike your fortune. Yeah. But in today's society, guess what? If you're not born rich, it's a big, highly unlikely problem that you will die rich.
Right. But the point that I was trying to make is those same people that are saying those type of things, like that one guy with the 3 teeth, that is not even anybody that Donald Trump is concerned with. Donald Trump doesn't even consider himself on the same the same level with him.
But that's why I said it's that's why I said it's the great American white lie, because the argument is, and this is the beautiful thing about what Republicans have been able to convince people ever since they started with trickle down and Reaganomics and all this stuff. They've always been able to convince the have-nots that eventually they can have if they just let them stay with
like
their
all those
policies
people,
of trickling down,
like
give to the rich.
All those people in Kentucky that's on that has the highest percentage of people on welfare.
But if we keep these white folk. We keep these good white folk and Mr. Charlie that looks at that has the same color as us.
Didn't I tell you don't tell Mr. Charlie? Mr. Charlie's just a man. He's
just
doing the best
Mr.
he
Charlie
can.
just a man. that eventually he'll help us out. But the history of the United States is this never happened.
That's
why I like that. I had to watch that video that Dave put out there, and Dave, I'm gonna say kudos to you. He even said it. Don't count on the black billionaire.
No,
because what he said, the Jay-Z's, you know why? Because he said they the same. He said they feed off the same capitalist system that white people feed off. So basically, to them, and the guy made a great argument. He said in the capitalist system, they need racism to them because you need a class of people that you got to step down on to get rich.
Right. Right.
And that's what he said.
And honestly, Dave Chappelle said it best. You remember on his show at the end where they were showing, the behind the scenes things like that, and he had the question and answer session, and the guy asked him, about Donald Trump, and Dave Chappelle told the truth. It's beneficial to him, even though he doesn't like Donald Trump. It's beneficial to him to have Donald Trump in office because the amount of money that he has and he makes, he'll continue making money at a higher level.
Right.
So Dave Chappelle was very honest about that, and that's like with the Jay-Z's and stuff. I mean, but Jay-Z has shown his hand time and time again. Wasn't it Tom Ford that people were in the store and they did the racist stuff, and then Jay-Z turned around and got a partnership with Tom Ford? I mean, those are the people that I don't respect or look up to or anything like that.
Well, put it like this. Bailey, what he said, and Bailey, what the nature of capitalism in itself.
Is the rich keep
means it's all about, what did I say earlier? Dog eat dog. I got mine, get yours. And at the end of the day, once I change my financial structure, I'm gonna hang around a different group of people,
right?
And I'm gonna let you know that I'm not really going.
And then people never take in consideration that there's never a level playing field. There's never been a level playing field. So the only way that argument, work hard and you'll get rich and all this stuff, is if we always had a level playing field. And we've never had that. So how can that even apply to what's going on, or how can you even think like that? Because none of that has never applied. It's never been the same. Right. So it's really sad. It just makes you feel a certain type of way, and when people say
some
things
of us
like,
will be the bourgeoisie, will be the people that are just on the cusp. And like I said a long time ago on this show, the people that are worse than the haves or the have-nots are the almost haves, because they will cut each other's throat. Those are the people that sit around here and buy into these conservative Republican policies that if I just go and give them just a little bit more of my blood, sweat, and tears, I'm going to be just like them. But you'll never be just like them.
It's a lot of people of the Latin descent or Hispanic descent, I should say, that feel like that too.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why a lot of them voted for.
Feel like what?
Like if I give just a little bit more, I'll get a little bit more. I got a friend
that's surprising because
I got a friend that's Hispanic, and that's the attitude that she has. She always talks about, well, they can do the same thing that I did. They could come over here as a student and then apply for citizenship and blah blah blah.
Let me tell you something. Hispanics. Let me put this out here. And I
ain't carrying no water for Hispanics.
Thank you. Let me put it out here. Well, let me put it like this: certain Hispanic people, because there's certain Hispanic people that don't identify with the brown Hispanic people.
No,
they identify with white supremacy status quo. And surprisingly, Trump has more support with Hispanics than he does with
and then you see them on TV saying, I voted for him.
For Trump.
I voted for him. I didn't think this would ever happen to me. You knew your wife was over here illegally, and then she ran that stoplight, and now she going back to wherever she's from. So now you feeling a certain type of way, but 4 years ago, 3, however many years ago, you was all vote for Trump, make America great again. When was America ever great for brown people?
Yeah, and see, here's the deal. There's a difference in this country about what offends you and what affects you. So when people get offended by his rhetoric, people can get offended by that, but that doesn't affect whether they're going to vote for him.
Right.
Because some people will sell out their morals just so they can get a little extra money at the house or get a little car in the garage, and that's the raccoon. The raccoon, and you got raccoons and Hispanics too. You definitely got raccoons and Asians, because Asians definitely they're the minority group that Trump has the highest percentage, like 50%.
Because they
Because they about that money.
Yes, they're about the money, and they looking for land and stuff.
looking
and,
for all that.
and buying everything up. They're buying everything up over here.
Yes,
they're buying
you're right,
everything
Karen.
up in Africa. They're doing.
Those are the Hispanic. Those are the Spanish Hispanic. The ones who are from Europe who recognize themselves. You know, even with Hispanics, you have a hierarchy. The ones from Spain consider themselves the top of the crane.
Right.
And then the Puerto Ricans and, you know, them, they like on the bottom rung. You know, and the Dominican, they on the bottom rung of Hispanic.
But you know
the Mexicans, really.
But you know the Puerto Ricans, they look at them as if they're black anyway.
Yeah.
So
The Mexicans, those are the bottom rung. But the ones from Spain, the ones from Europe, the
Yeah, but you
Antonio
know what?
Banderas, those are the,
Yes,
the
but
cream
you know
of the
what?
crop.
It's not even the ones from Spain that really talk like that. It's actually the Mexicans from Mexico, or the ones that's from South America, not the ones that's a European descent or whatever.
It's all of them.
It's all of them, Dave. Dave, it's all of them.
Dave ain't playing today.
Dave, are you not carrying the water for him?
No, I put that bucket down about 20 years ago.
Yeah, you need the Afro Latina. Them the ones that might get some because they get
Amara
treated
La
just.
Negra.
Yes, the
You know, I
Negra.
love
Give you an
her.
example. Did you see Miss Miss Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the two people that
Yes.
were
Yes.
the two women that were runner-ups?
No, who was the runner-up?
What was
Wait a
the
minute.
Puerto Rico and
One
the
was
other-
Miss Puerto Rico,
And the other one was
and
Miss
the other one was
Nigeria.
Miss Mexico.
Oh, Miss Mexico.
Oh.
Okay.
See
Where
what-
was Miss Nigeria?
Did you see what they looked like?
No,
White
I
women.
didn't look at them.
They
White
looked
women.
like white women.
Oh, well.
Where the white women at? No, she was the Miss Puerto Rico, had blonde hair and blue eyes, and everybody was asking like, because her dad is white. I read the article. Her dad was white, and unfortunately, and look, and even in this country, even with us raccoons, I mean not us raccoons, but the raccoons, because there's a little raccoon infestation amongst us
I
black
heard
people.
you was a raccoon.
Yeah, like your boy John. You got some people that think that when they talk about those people, that they not talking about them. And that's what I
Right.
tried to prove to you by that guy making that rent. Let me tell you something. When this economy goes down again, because in the capitalist
gonna go
society it
down.
will go down,
Yeah,
it's
it's
going
gonna
to
go down.
recede, which is already showing signs of it, no matter what the stock market tells you. The growth is showing you that the economy is receding. That's when you're going to see them people show you how they really feel about all them black folk who was up there in the Trump rally smiling with they showing the whites of their teeth.
Okay, now you knew though those people are paid, right?
Yeah.
To do
Because
that.
some of the girls I saw at the Michigan rally didn't even like they were old enough to vote. And they got
Yeah, that's what I said.
So they got to impeach
And they
the
got-
Congress. I'm like, what did it
Right.
really?
Right. That's the first. I said they don't even look like they.
Look at a boogie. Some of us ain't. But let us take a break for the calls and we'll come back. Hey, it's Free Line Friday. If you want to call us in, don't be scared. You don't even got to give your name. Just tell us what you think about the impeachment.
Jonathan
What you
Hale,
do.
call in.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Yeah, call in,
bro.
Jonathan.
In fact, Rapunzel. Rapunzel,
No,
call
no,
in.
Don't call in. Don't call.
I'm gonna call. I call what I want to call. You
She
gonna
can
call what you gonna. You done made the man a raccoon. I can. We'll be back, folks. Right here at the Devil's Advocate.
Raccoon. He is a raccoon. You don't think you're a raccoon? That's your best friend.
Hi,
Go, best
I'm
friend.
Attorney Theodore Thompson
He's
from the Thompson
not a
Law
good-
Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm Attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation. Hi, I'm Attorney Theodore Thompson from the Thompson Law Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm Attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation.
What up? What up? What up? We are back again. And we've got got us a little special guest. He's going to join us in for the last 10 minutes since Don Malone is shaving his hair chips for the BA. For the BHS.
Malone, that's my friend.
That's my boy. I'm going to call
He's
him.
like your sweetest co-host.
That's my dude. I ain't messing with him. That's my dude. Like, I got to get some legal work. We got to get some legal work done. But
You in trouble?
no, I'm in trouble.
What you got to get some legal work done
We're
for?
gonna partner up and get some work done.
You in trouble.
Anyway, I ain't never in trouble. I kill him first. Anyway,
See?
and we got a special co-host, and I guess he's coming in for Black Focus, but he came in a little early, so we're gonna hijack him for a minute. My boy Rozelle Aaron, how you doing there, bro?
I'm fine. Is this thing on, Dave?
It is on.
It is on.
No.
It's on.
Stop
Yeah,
messing with him.
Dave likes to play with my microphone.
Yeah, he
See,
does.
I'm surprised he's letting y'all microphones work since y'all talking about his homeboy, Trump. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all didn't know that Dave was a closet supporter. Did you?
Oh, Dave.
I don't think I
Do
want
you
that
want
right
your, do you
pillow.
want your mic to stay on?
Oh, Dave.
Dave, do you have a confession?
Yep.
You know, I'm wondering how all those white guys over at the Republican Party feel about being outwitted by a white woman, Nancy Pelosi. I mean,
they-
clearly, she outwitted him. When McConnell talked all that noise about what he was going to do, and it was dead on arrival, and blah blah blah, and he never anticipated that once he showed his hand, that Nancy was going to have a response.
Well, Nancy,
for
you
him.
got to give her
Man,
credit.
good grief!
She is good.
Excellent.
is.
She's excellent. And that's one of the reasons I always try to support women in power, especially qualified women in power, because it seems like women get a lot more done than what men do when qualified women are in charge. And
Too much testosterone.
you know, I don't know what it is, but well, and that may be it. But I think it's a part of male pride and ego, and especially when we talk about white males and their white entitlement or white
Right.
privilege,
Right,
and they
definitely.
believe that everybody ought to bow down and everything that they say is true and correct, just like Dave's president. And so I think that's probably why women have a leg up in regards to qualified women.
I'm
in
sorry.
regards
Dave ain't no-
qualified women in regards to running stuff, man. I don't know why us men get so mad when women be in charge.
Well, you know, they go back to the here again. We can go back to the scriptures. You know, they try to use the scriptures in the Bible to say that the women shouldn't be the head and different things like that. But that's when you know that they on some BS because they can't think of a better reason.
Well, they said y'all ain't supposed to talk, so I mean, what you
Yeah,
doing?
that's what they say.
How you get on this show?
Man, because I'm Black Beauty. I got it
How
like
you
that.
get on this show?
'Cause I'm qualified. What you say about qualified
They say
women?
women supposed to be silent. Men
Yeah.
supposed to run things. That's what they say.
Yeah, so that was interesting. So let me ask you a question, Mazel, because I think this is interesting. He says it's not going anywhere, but I think Nancy Pelosi is being very smart by holding it back. Because I think that the argument is
To
it's
what
gonna be-
end?
Huh?
To what end?
Well, I think there's some more evidence getting ready to come out.
It
and
doesn't
that's
matter.
what's
It's still got to go through the Senate.
Yeah, but
and
here-
those
but-
Republicans are not going to vote
Okay.
against Trump.
And
But
that's how I feel.
here's the
I agree
thing,
with
Dave.
Dave on that.
She can delay it an indefinite period of time, and here's I think what her strategy is that if she holds it until after the election, voters are not going to know what the House is going to do, especially depending on the outcome of the elections and whether or not we get more Democrats elected into Congress, because that may change the outcome of a vote over in the Senate. And so I think it's a smart play, and I understand the strategy.
But
So
if
you're
he's
saying
voted
he's
out of
being
office-
strategic
And
in
so
what he's
they're-
doing.
But if he's voted out of office, then the point is moot. If they
Well,
hold it out,
no, no, it's not, Dave. Because if in fact he gets let's say he gets
Yeah,
reelected.
this is who's in
If he in fact gets reelected, then they still have an opportunity to pass or get him convicted in the Senate, depending on the outcome of the congressional
Right.
races.
I don't think he's
And-
gonna get
and so,
reelected.
well, as long as he
That'd
got
be great too.
Yeah.
long as he got people like Dave on his side, it's a good possibility. It's a good
Dave,
possibility.
Dave,
Dang,
he
you gonna
said
go over
it
there,
again.
That when-
bro? You go over
that
there, man.
when influential black radio hosts like Dave Coleman speak up for the prayers,
Trump's
ain't
sitting
no
there.
telling
Dave.
Trump's sitting there all day.
Dave.
It's gonna
let
be
me
a
just say
long show
this:
for you, bro.
I debate with my peers. I ignore all others.
gonna be an interesting Black Focus today.
Look, I'm gonna have to tune in to Black Focus because it is.
Yeah,
going
it's
to
getting ready to
good.
be interesting as hell.
Wait a minute, you have not tuned into Black Focus?
I have before, but I'm saying today I'm gonna have to
today
definitely
gonna
tune
be one
in.
I'm at the listen to.
Did you?
More time I'm at
Did
work,
you?
but I do
Did
get
you
catch up on a couple
focus
of
on that Rice Pilaf?
Thank you.
Why he did y'all? I wish y'all could have saw him. How he just looked at me.
How did I just look at you?
Like you was gonna fight if I said no. I was scared a little bit.
There's no reason to be scared.
Dave, can I get my rice pilaf?
Sure,
Can I get it in
that's
2
all
weeks?
That's all she wants.
quite
bro.
possibly.
He just wants a white pilaf, bro. That's all she wants.
I've been asking for rice pilaf.
That's all she wants, a white pilaf, bro.
I mean, I'm just.
Okay.
But we
We'll
gonna
work
end
on
this
it.
for Dave cut us off today
Yes.
because you know he
Yes.
can't wait.
Look
to
at him.
start
You
playing.
Finger
got, you got 2 minutes.
Oh,
Finger
you give us?
itching.
You gonna give us a whole 2
Yeah,
minutes?
just listen for the music, which is about to start. You got 2
See what
minutes.
I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Y'all, he
I hope
puts us
Rizal
out.
come- I hope
he
he go
puts
ham
us
on you
out
on your
every
whole show
week.
so that you won't do that. You got 2 hours, but you all go cut us off at the 55 minutes. Ain't that some, see what I'm saying? He disinvited from the
So
barbecue.
he disinvited from the
Gonna
barbecue.
come and cut us off. Did it 3 weeks in a row now.
Man, but we love
See what I'm
Dave. We love
See what
Dave.
I'm saying? And he got another one
So,
coming in.
so
That
we
must
gonna
be
see.
Rob.
Are we gonna see everybody at the BHHS
Yep, the BHS is
Christmas
tomorrow.
party?
We will see you. Look at Karen. I'm ready for. I bet you are. You hungry hostage.
Who is Karen?
Karen Booth. Steve White. Steven.
Oh, okay.
We will
Yeah.
see you
Hi,
guys
Miss Karen.
next Friday. Same bad time. Dave won't be here. Hopefully we had JC. I'm gonna go and sip and call you
Don't
guys.
bring, don't
we'll
bring
try
no,
to squeeze
Don't bring no raggedy guest in.
Nigga
You
bye.
know who I'm talking about.
Negro
Did
bye.
Did you
Negro bye.
Did you-
Negro bye.
beep him out? Beep
Okay.
him out.
We will be gone. Look at that. He gonna wrap it up. That's why
That's
he
right,
just
Dave.
write
Tell
it.
him to wrap it up.
We'll squeeze in cocktails sometime this weekend.
Can we do cocktails at your party?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes,
then.
we can do
Yes.
cocktails at your party.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we'll do
And I'll
cocktails
see
at
you
your
guys
party.
next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel. And
Talk to
don't
you guys
forget,
later.
If you can't stand the heat, they are the Hell's Kitchen, folks. Bye.